guys? It's me again, the me you don't know, but that shouldn't matter for you to enjoy good stories. So let's get on with the show now, shall we? So, last time we left off, Deku and the gang were escorting the Wild Pussycats to Japan. And along the way, they made a few stops and picked up a few people, including a doctor and a nurse and some other people. They made more than just a one stop to that small clinic and got a bunch of medicine. As I said, they made multiple stops. That's why it's taking them a while to get to Japan. I said it took them a day to get there. No. It took them longer than a day. It takes them about a week. Yeah, a whole nother week. As each stop they took, they found a few survivors. So, like, there's a bunch of people in their little aircraft. I said it was a blimp, right? Yeah, she transformed it into a blimp because that's the biggest thing it can turn into at the moment. A blimp. So, yeah, there's kids and families and lots of other people that they picked up. So, like, they're not really important. I just want to say, like, they've been rescuing people. Just wanted to say that. So, like, a week goes by and they're finally in Japan. And as they're flying over the city, they're trying to figure out where the pussycats are trying to go. As they say, they're trying to get to UA. And so Deku and them are like headed to UA basically. But before they can get there, they are attacked by a Nomu. Yes, is this gonna be the Nomu that attacked the USJ? As this Nomu is just destroying buildings and using it as boulders and just throwing it at this huge blimp. As uh, as they're dodging some of them, but they're getting hit pretty badly. As Jules is like, we gotta take this thing out. And she jumps out the ship with Ruby and Sapphire. But then Eri jumps out with her. Deku tries to stop her, but he fails. And Pearl, she jumps out with Eri and catches her, and like, yeah, 'cause they are up pretty high, and Eri made a mistake trying to follow Jules. She didn't realize how high they were, but yeah, Ruby's carrying Jules, and Pearl is carrying Eri, and Sapphire's jumped down to three crystals, and Jules and Eri jumped out the big old blimp. That happened. And the Nomu doesn't know noticed them jumping out, he's just continuing to throw boulders at this big old blimp as Jules basically told Deku to take over the controls while she deals with this monster. And Deku's like, I'm in the military, not the Air Force. And she's like, it's a blimp, how hard can it be? And Deku gives it a shot. He's not the best at it, but he's okay. They're just continuing to get hit until something catches on fire, and they're basically losing altitude now. As Deku just shouts out to Jules, and it's all like, Mayday, Mayday, we're losing altitude. Mayday, Mayday. Jules is like, you better not have broken my machine. And Deku's like, well, hurry up and deal with that thing before we all blow up in here. As the blimp begins to fall, or plummet, as you would like to say, as Deku's like, alright, making attempting to land here, but where do we land? There's buildings everywhere. As then Deku notices a huge concrete wall, and he's like, that's perfect, we're high up and there's lots of space. This wall is huge. As you know, it's the borders of UA, huge concrete wall Cemento's made. And it's like as big as a runway for airplane. That's how big it is. That's how thick it is, I should say, rather. So they crash land onto the wall, just on the edge of UA. As I mentioned before, UA is pretty huge. The UA building is actually like a couple of miles, like 10 miles. That's how far they would have to go to go on foot, that is. I'll say UA noticed the huge blimp just crash landing on their wall. So like, pretty sure the heroes would get there soon-ish. I don't know how soon-ish, but anyways, let's get to Jules and Aerie and Ruby and Sapphire and Pearl. As they jumped out the blimp, Ruby's telling Deku to take control as she jumped out, and then Aerie followed her. Pearl called Aerie, and they're just falling basically. And I say they landed like a few buildings away from the Nomu. The Nomu is on top of a roof of some building, and it's just destroying that building and using it as boulders to throw at the blimp. Because Nomu's smart. It's not just going to jump to the blimp. It might fall and land on a huge horde of zombies. It don't want to be a zombie. So it's using ranged attacks. And it's up high where the zombies can't get to it. So Jules notices that Aerie is with her, and she's like, "Oh dear, what are you doing here? Why did you follow me?" And Aerie's like, "I didn't want you to abandon us." Jules just had her heartstrings pulled because of how cute Aerie is. And like, Jules is thinking of Aerie as like her daughter, basically. So like, they have that sort of bond. Just over a week, and they have that bond. Like, Aerie had that bond with Deku within a day. So like, a week seems about right, right? So like, anyways, they're going to this building the Nomu is on, but it's surrounded by zombies because the Nomu is making quite a bit of noise, and the zombies are trying to figure out how to get to it. As Jules is like, well, I guess first we have to get rid of all the zombies. And what they end up doing is just letting Ruby take care of it, because she can't. The gems are basically like indestructible. And they can't be infected because they're technically not alive. They're just part of Jules' quirk to make inanimate objects come to life. So, yeah. So Ruby and Sapphire takes care of the zombies as Pearl is watching over Jules and Aerie, and they make it into the building and notices that there's a few zombies in there as well, and they have to take care of it. As while they're dealing with the zombies, that's when Deku shouts, "Mayday, Mayday, we're losing altitude, Mayday, Mayday, we're going down. Gotta make a crash landing." As Jules is like, "You better not destroy my machine." She like shouted that, and the Nomu heard it. And that's when it stopped throwing boulders at them, at the blimp. As it just looks down at Jules, and then it's like pops up straight in her face and like knocks her down some stairs. As Jules is now out cold. As the gems, they start to attack this Nomu, and they're not having a good time with it. They're trying to fight it, but it just keeps regenerating. And like, they don't know how to defeat it until suddenly they just decide it's best to retreat. And because like, there's no point in actually killing it, is there? But the thing is, Nomu's not just gonna let them escape. So Sapphire picks up Jules, Pearl picks up Aerie, and those four dip, and Ruby is left there to hold down the Nomu so that they can escape. As about an hour later, Deku is on the wall making sure everyone is everyone on the blimp is okay. There's quite a few people as the doctors and nurses get to work. As they have a lot of medicine, and the doctor and nurse that they had picked up are coming in useful right about now. There's quite a few people with concussions and scratches and bruises. Nothing fatal, but there's quite a few people injured. So, and Deku is just standing outside the blimp on the wall, and he's just trying to call for Jules, but she's not answering. And he's like, "Dang it, woman, pick up. Let me know you're okay." As Deku is getting pretty worried. And like, yeah. And so, when Jules finally wakes up, she just sees a bunch of fire and hears a bunch of explosions going off as she thinks it's her blimp being destroyed. As she rushes over to it, like she just like popped up and saw a bunch of fire and explosions, and like she just jumped up and was like, "That better not be my blimp, my baby." Yeah, that's what she would call it. She would call it her baby. Because she's just like Mei Hatsume, calls her inventions her babies. That's like, she is her older sister. Oh, wait, I didn't explain that, did I? I'll do that later. Um, so, she rushes over to where she sees the fire and where she hears the explosions. As when she gets closer, she hears a bunch of screaming and yelling, and she's like, "Survivors? And out here? What are they doing out here?" As if you can't guess it, you know what's going on here. It's the one of the UA squads. Yeah, not gonna tell you which one yet, but gee, I ain't even explained the squads. Let me do that first, real quick. Okay, so like 2 hours before, Deku and them get to Japan and start getting attacked by that Nomu. It's like, it's been another week, like I said. Last week, they had decided that they were going to be scavengers, that they would eventually need to go out scavenging for supplies and things. As the teachers split the students into squads, and well, I'm not going to explain all the squads. You only need to know the one right now. It's going to be Bakugo and Todoroki and, let's see, Kirishima, Mina, Kaminari, and Momo. Yeah. Oh, and also, Jiro and Dupla Arms. Yeah, that's gonna be one squad. And so, like, before they head out on a bus. Yes, they're heading out on a bus because that's the only vehicles they got are buses, and plus they have a lot of storage on the bus, so like they can hold a lot more and stay out there a little longer. So like they travel out on buses. Each squad got their own bus to gather supplies and things. This squad I just mentioned were in charge of capturing a few zombies. So like, yeah, I guess Tape Boy would be in that squad too. So like, they could easily just tape up some zombies and be done with it. As I don't know how, but Bakugo was put in charge of that squad. So like, yeah, his Bakugo is just like Bakugo and Todoroki are there just to fend off the zombies while the others just try to capture a few of them. But then Bakugo, well, while they head out, thinks that it's a good idea to go to a police station. Cause like they might have some zombies in some cells. And like that could be a good idea to just capture some zombies that are already captured, basically. But before they head out, I'm going to go back a bit, and I mean a lot of bit, to when the zombie apocalypse reached UA, like before the walls were put up and all the power was off. As we get to the area Shinso was in, I'm gonna say Mineta was in there. This is gonna take a minute to explain. Like, it's important for Mineta's character. It's like Mineta, he was in that area with Shinso, and like Mineta's smart. He saw people getting brainwashed after talking to that uh Shinso, that purple-haired freak, as Mineta called him. And Mineta just stayed far away from him. And Mineta just hid the whole time. How long the when the Nomus came and freaking wrecked Shinso, Mineta witnessed all of it. Like, I'm pretty sure he's like the only living witness of what really happened there, because he was there for all of it. And Mineta, he was never found. He never came out of hiding, even when the heroes arrived. And like, Mineta is basically a rat right now, as he's surviving on his own, basically. It's like he ain't finna trust nobody, not even the heroes. So like, when they left, he like thought he had the city to himself, but no, he didn't. There were other survivors. As they began fighting for dominance in the city. As ooh, yeah, as as they're pretty much killing each other for the last scraps of food that are there, pretty much. And Mineta, he's having none of it and just climbs the wall with his sticky balls. Yeah, he just climbs the wall, and Yeah, Mineta was in there for about like 4 or 5 extra days. Yes. When he finally climbed the wall, they were talking about becoming scavengers and planning out when to go scavenge for supplies and things. And Deku is like, not Deku, God, Mineta. God, what was I saying? Mineta climbed over the wall, and after looking down on the city, he's thinking like, yeah, that's what you get, you purple-haired freak. Yeah, that's what you get for stealing all the ladies. Now look what happened to you. As Minato is pretty pissed that he brainwashed all the ladies, and like thinking back on it now, he could have done something to them ladies. You never know. But yeah. So Minato was pretty much jealous that he had this cool power to control the women, and he was he was unfazed when Shinzo died, cause Minato was like, "That's what you deserve, you perv." Pretty ironic coming from Minato, but yes, Minato's like, "Just you wait, I'ma save a pretty woman and make her fall for me." As he's thinking like he'll have a bunch of chances if he just throws a sticky ball at a zombie's feet and stop them from moving, and bam, problem solved. That zombie ain't moving for a while. You're safe now. Yes, that's pretty much what Mineta's thinking. As the my God, bruh. Alright, guess you all know my name now. Okay, so uh guess I can't say you don't know me anymore. So God, where was I? Hey, lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, as the day that Bakugo's group are planning to roll out on their buses, um, Mineta sneaks on board. Yeah, all of that explaining just to say Mineta was in the area Shinzo was in, was pretty jealous, and thinks if he goes out and saves somebody, they would fall in love with him. So Mineta is a rat on board Bakugo's vessel. Why not just say vessel? Bus. His squad. Uh, so yeah, so like now back to what I was saying earlier is they went to a police station to see if any zombies were in cells so that they could just tape them up and put them on a bus. It's really, really messed up what I'm about to say. But, so they get to a police station, right? And they're pretty much murdering all the zombies that are outside. And they go inside. Mineta follows. And they close and lock the door. No one sees Mineta. He's still, cause he's short. Like not many people is going to be looking down during a zombie apocalypse. They're going to be looking forward or up in case a zombie jumps on them from a building or whatever. But yeah, so like Monetta's basically just out of their peripheral vision cause he's just that short, man. And he's just hiding in a corner and no one sees him. And they had to fight a few zombies wearing police uniforms. As Bakugo's like, sweet, a gun. Never held one of these before. It's like, he just aims it at a zombie and tries to shoot it, but it doesn't work. He forgot to turn the safety off. And like, he tried and he just failed. And he just tosses the gun. And then Momo catches it and she shoots the zombie, basically. She's showing everyone her gunmanship. Because again, she knows Deku and they hung out quite a bit. So, like, pretty sure he would teach Momo how to shoot a gun. So, like, yeah. And when she does that, she remembers Deku. And she starts crying because remember what I said last time when Kaminari showed Principal Nezu the footage of the people on that plane crash. He didn't just show Nezu, he showed everybody. And you know, Deku was on that plane and his face was shown as one of the few who might have died in that incident. And Momo cried because she saw Deku and she thinks he's dead. So like, it's gonna be quite the touching reunion once she finds out he's alive, but that's till later. As Jules and them just hear a bunch of explosions and fire, and they rush over to it. Yeah. So I'm gonna say it took about a hour or so to get to that police station. So like, yeah. So like, Jules tries to get into the police station but notices the door is locked because kids, they locked it. And she just makes part of the wall come to life and have it open its mouth and she could just walk right through it. And so like, her quirk is pretty freaking awesome, I have to say. But yeah, she gets into the jail cell and she just sees a bunch of students, kids, just murdering zombies, having fun with it too. And Bakugo's just shouting like, "Yeah, die, 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 die!" As they look through each of the jail cells, as a few of the bars are broken and some of the cells are empty, but some of the cells actually have zombies in them, and everyone thinking like, this is too perfect, as some of the zombies that are in the cells are trying to scratch at the bars and trying to scratch at the students, trying to get out and get to them. As some of the zombies are just completely ignoring them, like they're not interested in scratching or biting these kids. They're just docile, basically, passive. They're passive zombies. Just don't care. As one of the cells hold a certain person that Bakugo recognizes. And I'm not going to say who this person is yet, but just know Bakugo is angry. Very angry. No, he's not sad, he's angry. So, like, yeah, that's when Aries sneezes and everyone turns around and just notices that they're being followed by four people because Ruby is still out there fighting that Nomu. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna leave it off there. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen. Let me know who you think this person in the jail cell is. And, let me know what you guys think. And just because you know my name don't mean you know me. So I'ma still say it. Bye.